How come it took your father X amount of years to become a doctor, but it takes a Forex trader only 2 months to become a mentor?
We need a framework, just a quick, like 5 things to look out for these guys.
Renting helicopters, and man's had a black AMG.
Explain, please, the actual way they provide signals.
To generally move through WhatsApp or Telegram groups.
Okay.
They would send you Land Rover, rented. Rolls Royce, rented. Helicopter, rented. Quote him on the fact that you have a $500 million net worth. You're borrowing Bentleys from people.
I've always been skeptical about Bitcoin.
I don't want to shade anyone, but that is a bullshit.
All right, we're live. Here we go. All right, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Load Shed podcast.
We're cooking.
Today, we've got an interesting guest. This is the Forex Scam Exposer. There are 1 billion Forex traders out there. We see the ads, we see the buy my signals, we see the robots. We don't know how much of that is true, okay? We spoke to Omega the other time, who spoke finance, wasn't really into the Forex side of things, but this is where we're going to get into the intricacies here, all right? This is Rydall Ficks. He's the Forex Scam Exposer. You'll find him on YouTube, and today we are here to learn all about it. Welcome, sir.
Welcome, big man.
Cool.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
First question straight off the bat. How are people still getting scammed? There are many different ways, all right? We'll start about that, and then we'll get into your background. But how do people these days get scammed? Like, what are the most common ways? And yeah, go for it.
People get scammed because they believe the promises that they are being told, and also because they do not know how to do their research into whoever is advertising whatever it may be to them. So they normally link their judgment to what is being promised to them, and once that kind of corroborates, they move with it.
Right.
It's as simple as that. And then also, look, very often people go for, oh, they're greedy. Nah, man, very often people are just looking to make a second income, you know, something to supplement the salary that they're already getting. And they look to these guys because their campaigns are really believable. But then when you have a trained eye, you can see through it very easily.
Now, how did you get into this? And then also realize the need for maybe investment and protection for some of these guys. How did you get into this whole situation?
Okay, so basically I started out as any other content creator, Forex content creator. You normally start with, okay, what do I have to offer to the industry? When I started creating content, I was at home for 2 or 3 years already. I left my job at Spur, and it was because of trading, actually, that I left my job at Spur. So I would share our crazy nights that we would go out to party. I would share my strategies, my losses, my withdrawals. You know, at that point, I lived off it, you know.
Sure.
So it wasn't that hard to show my withdrawals because someone else's opinion is not going to change the fact that I've put food on the table for the month, you know. And then what happened was there was this big broker that had issues with the FSCA, right? And that broker they seized their operations first. And the information that was coming through wasn't being put out in a way that people understood it. And also people didn't know where to get this information. I made my first video about that broker, and I was like, guys, it seems like you guys aren't understanding some of these legal terms. Let me explain to you what this means, what that means, what that means.
Okay.
Then you can understand the reports that come to you a little bit better. I did that, was under 1,000 subscribers at the time. Video boomed, and then I got the lawyers later for that video, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, dog. Wow. That was my very first tangle. But then what happened was the video got taken down, and one of the biggest victims of that broker, she reached out to me, and shout out Liesel. If it wasn't for that lady, there would probably be no YouTube channel.
Really?
Facts, dog. I mean, I would start at, and if let me say it like this. If I'm telling you, you a scammer, that's me straight out making an accusation. But if I'm saying, we were in a room, my phone was on the table, I went to the toilet, I came back, my phone was gone, you were the only one that was with me in the room. I'm telling people, you stole my phone, but the accusation is made in a way that you can't get me legally for it, right? And that is what she basically taught me. You don't say things flat out. You find a legally viable way to say things that won't result in
A lawyer's letter.
In lawyers' letters, yeah.
Get you.
Right. So then she was one of the victims, you said?
Yeah, she was one of the victims, but let me just tell you, this lady is really smart, because where people believed this guy only, so when you have a broker, you're going to run it through meta quotes. Meta quotes as like MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, which is the trading platforms. So that lady didn't trust him for reliable information anymore. So she went straight to meta quotes, and she could press him on information that she got from based on meta quotes. Yeah, so that is how she also. I still remember this. What's his name? One of the big traders in the industry still took responsibility for that. They're like, yeah, it's me and my connections that took down this broker. And I was like, come on, man.
No.
We know it's that lady.
Yes.
Because she was also making things clearer to me as things went along. I would send pictures of my script to her. She'd be like, okay, this is going to get you into trouble. Say it like that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and then she'd be like, you don't trust the process? Say it out loud, and then think to yourself, what have you just said? Does the meaning, does it come out to the accusatory thing that you wanted to say? Are you accusing them without accusing them? And I was like, I can do it like this. And, you know, that is just where I continued exposing people, because there was this big misinformation, you know, about not only what is legal and, you know, but people didn't know they could ask certain questions even, you know, and the moment I stepped onto the scene, obviously it was met with a lot of hate, but the consumers got a lot of education from it.
Bro, quickly, when you say that you were able to change the words for the viewers out there, if we had to give it in simple terms, right? I have a phone on me, as you said earlier. This guy's stolen my phone. What would I say to him to not make it legally concerning now? How can I address something as simple as that?
Okay, so there's obviously going to be merits to it, which is obviously the scenario. So like I just explained earlier, my phone was on the table. I left the room. I came back. My phone was gone. He was the only one in the room with me. I didn't accuse him. I just explained the scenario that he was in.
I see.
And that places him on the scene of the crime.
Let
at
them
that
paint
moment.
the picture.
100%.
I get it.
And
so smart.
I just found a way to like explain it so much so that a 5-year-old could understand.
They could paint the picture too.
100%.
Why did you start that though? Like, what was the passion behind it?
Okay, so obviously, you know, you're content creator, so you get the, are you talking about the scam?
Like, why is it Forex specific? Because you're a content creator, you could do
misinformation, man. That is not what I went through when I started out. Look, I am a father of 2. I have a lady. Much of the money that I make every month come from trades and stuff. And when I look at the stuff that they spend their money on and someone else, it just doesn't make sense, man. You know?
Yeah.
What is the most common way these days? Because I've seen it grow. Like now it used to be Telegram, and
Telegram is still in the mix.
Still in the mix.
Still in the mix.
And then it was robots, and then it's signals.
All of them are still in the mix.
And now it's brokers. Is it?
Brokers have been in the mix all along.
So
all
what?
along.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so I'm gonna
break it down.
I'm gonna
for us
break
here.
it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start at the brokers. So how brokers was involved at the beginning is you would have brokers that's funding certain traders' lifestyle, and you would think. Let me just say it like this: David Goggins, he's giving you a way how we built this six pack, the Navy SEAL way, right? You're gonna most follow it step for step. The supplement that he used, the way that he used it, the specific type of. So the same is with traders. I show you my blue screens, I show you my lifestyle, I show you what I have, but I'm also telling you, oh, just so you know, I'm trading with him.
Okay. Yes.
You want success, so you're gonna trade with him as well.
Yes.
Right? So now because of everything that you thought was mine, you're gonna join them. But then like in the past, like I said, the consumers, they weren't that educated, right? There's this one guy with green cars, everyone would know I'm talking about right now. He promoted a broker called Cyberfix, right? Cyberfix disappeared with people's money. Then he
What does that mean?
What does that mean? They
Disappeared with people's money.
It's not specifically a rug pull because no one invested into anything, but it would be people can't get access to their trading accounts, so they can't make withdrawals. And then overnight, the website just disappears from the channel, from
Money's
the internet.
gone.
Didn't a similar thing happen now in international news with that kid from America? Like that nerd-looking guy?
FTX,
I think
Sam
so.
Bankman-Fried.
Yes.
Yeah. He also got a little slap on the wrist.
GameStop.
Really? Did he just get a slap on the wrist?
Yeah. What is he?
that's
Ella made the
different.
research
Yes, sorry.
and but what is that?
I know who you're talking about. The afro.
The afro-looking hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know where people get that they need to look messy to prove to people.
Yeah.
I'm living a soft life. But anyway, back to the brokers. The guy with the green card then promoted FLF Global, and he got a FSCA warning where people was like, okay, watch out for what this guy is promoting, because the last broker that he promoted, they spat with the people's money, right? And the thing
FSCA
is,
must be working flipping hard now with.
they do.
Yeah.
They do. I will give them the due, and I'm actually so glad that they are finally stepping up towards the signals and the copy trading and the robots, because once again, the misinformation and people they don't like generally listen to me, you know, because what people run to first time is Rydall's a hater, but then give me just 2-3 years down the line, and you see my words like literally come true. So with that FLF Global thing, so it happened twice actually. Cyberfix left, the guy lost his Golf 6, he had a green BMW, he bought his aunt a bucket, he bought a house. You know what as a black person, you know what a big deal it is
to buy someone
a house.
for your mom.
Never mind to buy a house with a pool at the back.
Oh wow.
That you can splash in whenever you want to. So that is how that the guy with the green cars started out, right? Cyberfix left, he lost everything. People aren't, clued up to be like, okay, so the broker actually funded you, right? So then FLF Global happened, and Mans is back on top. Mans had a black AMG, living in an estate. Everything is just going well. New house, party every day. And FLF Global left, spat with the people's money. And I still remember a live that he made where he cried and he was like, I'm broke, I don't have money. Still got the evidence of screenshots where he posted to his Instagram. Don't say I didn't warn you guys. If I do something to myself tonight, I did tell you guys. So it's like basically baiting his following to send him money. Cool, you get it.
So the brokers are funding the influencer.
Not all brokers,
Okay,
I have to say that.
in these cases, they're funding the influencer. All right. So the broker is the place where you trade your money through. All right.
The platform
On
that you use, yeah.
And they're funding the influencer to say, bro, here's some money, promote our brokerage, right?
Facts.
And and they are using that to say, actually, this is how I make money
You get it.
to what they to the consumer.
You get it.
And the consumer's like, damn, he's making
So now,
money.
how that checks out without it being an issue to SARS, they would the broker would issue the trader with a fake withdrawal statement. So everything looks real, right? But it's actually the money that they get every month from that broker that is
Yes.
kind of perpetuating that lifestyle that
Yes.
they use to scam people with. Because let's be real, my bro. As men, you can agree, everyone else in this room can agree. We work to live better.
Yes.
And if there's an opportunity for you to live the soft life and someone has a short key to that, you're most obviously going to want to try it out. And, my job is just to be like, before you go, pay attention of this,
Have
that,
a look
and
at
that.
this.
Yeah.
The thing though is that the consumers will now hate on the influencer who was just getting paid by the broker.
Yeah.
Once the broker's now left them.
No, actually, the consumers, I don't want to swear, I don't want to be rude. I have to be as blatant as I can. The consumers very often act very ignorantly, bro.
Really?
Very ignorant. Like I can say it like this, right? I was arguing with someone the other day. This guy started a cryptocurrency in South Africa that failed. And he has an article in Forbes India where it's like he has a $500 million net worth.
Wow.
And I was just like, okay, hang on. Let's recollect ourselves here. That video I did 2021, I think. Cyril Ramaphosa's net worth was $500 million.
How can this be
In that time. And let me just tell you why I'm comparing him with Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa's money you can track to him being on the board of Unilever, him bringing McDonald's to South Africa. You know all of these companies that he's, Shantuka Investments. You can trace his, whereas with you, Baba,
We can't.
we can't. And this guy actually, when he started that Popcoin, obviously at that time, I was still running around in Spur, serving tables and stuff. But when I got to it, I was just like, this is a crime scene, my bro. This is a crime scene. Like,
a bloodbath.
He would literally, a bloodbath, my bro, of, like his lies, man. And I don't understand how people can fall. He was promising people, listen, if you buy, aside from the fact that him telling people you can buy my crypto, when he said you can buy my crypto already, you should have been like, but isn't the crypto mine?
Yeah.
People didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Couldn't mine his crypto. You had to buy through his exchange from him or from one of the people that has it. It was allegedly a peer-to-peer system. At the time of its collapse, it had over 60,000 peers exchanging this coin amongst one another. Now catch this. He offloads some of his coins, right? Yesterday, it's selling for 100 Rand per coin. He offloads coins, the value drops to 5 cents, less than 5 cents.
So
You can pull up that graph.
but he's made it now.
He's made his money.
He's made his money.
He's made his money. And obviously at that time, he was so stupid. He wasted it on like renting helicopters and just proving he lives that lifestyle, And lucky with my connections, I could take roll call of all of the number plates of the cars that he said he bought.
Really?
Sent it off to a friend of mine. My friend came back with the registrations, and that is how I was able to let people know. But listen, Land Rover, rented. Rolls Royce, rented. Helicopter, rented. The only car that was, and it was, I bet it's in his father's name, but it's not, because he's obviously, his name starts with an R and his surname is the same, but the initial of the name is different though. And caught him on that, caught him on the fact that you have a $500 million net worth, but you're borrowing Bentleys from people.
This is a big investment that these guys do, though, to market themselves like this.
Yeah, and the more extravagant the marketing, the more clients you'll get.
Yes.
But also, people are moving towards more subtle means of marketing now. Because I mean, dog, I don't want to put everything on me, but I came in like a pit bull, bruh, and I started tearing down the marketing strategies. Like crazy.
Okay, so brokers is one.
Brokers is
Then
one.
we get into what?
Okay, so then you have your signal providers, right?
Yes, okay. We
Signal
see that a
providers
lot.
is basically, if I'm a signal provider, I'm telling you when to buy, when to sell,
Yes.
where you put your stop loss, where you put your take profit. And for me to do that, I have to be FSA regulated because I'm giving you ultimately financial advice.
Yes.
Why I need to be regulated is because I'm taking the due diligence, all of the due diligence away from you.
You know about this.
So you never had an opportunity
Yeah.
to check out the validity of reasons for me taking that trade. Signal providers don't even give reasons to taking trades. Some don't even give analysis when they take trades, right? 99.9% of this industry that gives signals is not regulated.
Okay.
So that is basically
It's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
How many
it
people
is.
there are?
It is.
Because
And-
I'm still studying. I'm doing a dissertation on it, and then I will apply eventually and work corporate and do some time and then do it. So people don't realize the actual process of doing it. You know?
They don't. They think it's like Takalani Sesame,
Yeah.
bro. Like no cap.
Yeah.
They win 10 trades and then they think they are mental now.
Yeah.
And that is where
Is it just luck sometimes, you think?
Yo,
very, very often
Yeah.
in the beginning, you know.
Because some of them don't even know charting strategies, nothing.
Dog,
Yes.
Hey?
I've caught one of the biggest traders and I've told people, listen, just take a look at how he explains a chart and then you let me know if this is someone that has the necessary knowledge to code a robot.
Sure.
so yeah, that's where it comes through to with the signals. Yes, okay, 99% are not regulated, Rydall, but surely 10% of that 99% has the correct signals. No?
They are competent, yeah, if I can say it like
But
that.
how yeah, so because surely
There is a few. 10%
Yeah.
would be stretching it. There is a
to,
few.
Okay.
to make people come back, because you want comeback
Yes,
clients,
yes.
you've got to give out good signals.
You got to give out good signals.
Hey?
You got to give out
Yes.
good services. But look, let me say it like this. If you are a baker and you're given a course on how to bake a cake, the ultimate test with if you can bake a cake or not is when you take it out of the oven, if that thing fell flat or not. Now, to many signal providers or to people that provide Forex services, the signal is it going to fall flat or is the cake going to stand up? Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
And look, I have no problems with signals, but I always tell people, if someone's going to give you a signal, you have the right to ask him, explain to me how you generate your signal so that I can understand if I want to objectify my money to that risk. People don't do that.
Explain
Due diligence.
Yeah, explain please the actual way they provide signals
Okay, so to generally
and how much
move
it
through-
costs.
To generally move through WhatsApp or Telegram groups,
Okay.
they would send you a price where you would get in at regardless of the direction, and they would give you a price where to get out at, which is your take profit, and then a price to put your stop loss at in case the trade goes wrong. That is where your losses are cut. But that generally moves through a WhatsApp or a Telegram group because then with one message they reach a larger
Community,
a larger audience of people. Yeah.
But you have to pay a certain
You
amount.
have to pay a certain of
To register
amount
to get the signals. Is it a
to
monthly
get in.
fee?
It's with some it's a monthly fee. With some it is once off. But this is what I want to pull a contrast for you guys right now. You have been paying attention to the Forex industry for a while. You know people, right? So you know more or less who has once-off signals and who has monthly signals,
Yes.
right? Who's doing better? The one that takes once-off, and I mean who's doing better on social media,
Lifestyle.
whether lifestyle-wise.
Is it the one?
The one that is taking once-off payment from the people you don't have to pay them again, or the one that you're paying recurring fees?
Recurring.
monthly? Yeah.
Answered, question answered.
But now, is it possible that they can also say, all right, cool, here's a Telegram group where I'm going to say you're buying. Here's a Telegram group where I'm going to say you're selling. Because it can only either go up or down, right? I'm going to tell these
They're
guys to sell,
gamblers.
tell these guys to buy.
I made a video on that the other day.
Yeah.
right? Where someone,
He's probably watched it.
where
That's why he's
someone-
watching that.
where someone was literally like, he sent into his group a sell signal, but then the market went up and he bought on a different account. But now this is what people are not understanding.
He's trying to short them.
That generally, let me make it. So these scammers, they make money multiple ways, because now many of these guys that have these groups, in order for you to be in the group, you have to sign up with their affiliate link. So whenever these people place trades, win or lose, you make a commission. Right? But now if the broker is unscrupulous, you're going to make a larger commission for making people lose their money. And that is the thing that I had an issue with, because I was like, why is this bruh bragging on Instagram that he let so many people lose their money, but he placed buys as well on the exact same place where the sells was that he sent to the group.
Signals, check. Robots.
My gosh.
I don't want to shade anyone, but that is a bunch of cack.
Now, how do robots work?
I don't want to shade people though. I'm just being forthcoming.
Let us know, how do they work?
So a robot basically is an automated piece of software. What happens is you buy the robot, this thing trades for you, this thing enters, exits, all of those things, scopes the markets for you and stuff like that, right? But where I say a robot is cack, and where I mean, I've always stood on this, right? The rand manipulation that has been happening now, let me just say it like this. While we were politically in an uncertain area of who's going to be our leadership, I don't know if you noticed, the rand grew weaker against the dollar the whole time. And then there was the news that we might be led by John Steenhuisen, and then the rand strengthened. Can a robot take that into consideration?
No.
Thank you. When many crypto people don't even understand this, because when you ask them, when Bitcoin had its big crash, they won't be able to say that's because China banned cryptos, in American cryptos, in the financing system. That is why it took that big crash. What was it? Was it 2018, 2019? I'm not sure.
Yes.
But it was that hectic crash that Bitcoin took, right? And that is also, I would say, a scam that I need to talk about for another day, but that's a very in-depth video though. Yes. Don't you think it's strange that someone is going to make a coin or a currency that challenges formal currencies, if I can say, that challenges fiat? You don't know the guy, and then all of a sudden,
Nakamoto,
when a whole lot of people now has crypto, regulations start popping up on. I'm just gonna say that's a
so the robots are they're not taking into consideration the fundamentals.
The human element.
They can't.
They can't.
Not they don't.
Yeah.
They can't.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the human element of trading that we
that's
often
the human
forget.
element of
like
trading.
There's the efficient market that everybody believes, but
They
there's the human element.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So, are there many more scammers out there that you still need to uncover?
Many more, my friend.
Imagine he just turns around and says, "The two of you." But what did we do? We didn't buy those followers, I promise.
Yo. And
dog, there's so many scammers out there.
Really.
I really want to pick your brain though about something, especially with Bitcoin. I've always been skeptical about Bitcoin, especially when you come from a tertiary space and they speak about the volatility of it and the backing of it and X, Y, Z. You being in the space for such a long time, you've actually got the experience. What is your take on it, and have you dabbled? Have you not? Am I allowed to ask you that?
Yeah, you're allowed.
Yeah.
Look, I would say I was too late for the Bitcoin.
Sure, the surge.
Yeah, the Bitcoin surge. But I got in Ripple XRP.
Yeah.
Saw some L&D generous episodes where Ashton Kutcher was feeling generous to just hand these things out. Made a couple of rands there through altcoin trader.
Yeah.
But then I kind of ditched it because then to me it was like, okay, who's Satoshi Nakamoto?
Yeah.
How does these things actually work?
Yeah.
Am I following this because I understand it? Or am I following it because people are telling me I need to follow it? That is when I took my money out, maybe.
Yeah.
And I just didn't worry about
So
the
you back into the
crypto,
normal conventional trading,
Forex
trading.
trading. Yeah, maybe. That has been my bread and
Yeah.
butter since early 2018.
Sure, amazing. Bro. And month to month, you making what you need to make.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
That's amazing, bro. Well done to you. Because I mean, it takes a lot to be in a position like
It takes longer than people think because they're always expecting
as any great business does.
Yes, but they're always expecting those high returns very early.
Exactly. Look, people go for that unicorn stories.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, oh, you started from nothing and
Yeah.
in X amount of time you had everything. And look, it doesn't. For some people, it's going to work like that maybe because of their speed of how they grab onto things, you know. But then to others, slow learners, if I can call it, don't want to diss anyone, you know.
Yeah.
But for the slow learners, they're obviously going to take a little bit more time. It's not going to develop that fast for everyone. And I think that is what some people don't understand. Forex isn't a scam. What people do not understand, I think this is where a lot of Forex traders, when you see them on these podcasts, when they get asked what is Forex, they normally stumble over their words. So Forex isn't a scam because based on number one, Forex, don't take Forex trading into consideration, just Forex. Forex is an abbreviation for foreign exchange. And obviously, that is obviously the politics and the economics of a country, but the Forex exists because countries do business with one another, right? And that is what these traders generally can't explain. What you are doing as a Forex trader, you are basically coming to piggyback of the big money moves. You understand what I'm trying to say?
From the banks.
So, yeah. So let me just say it like this, if I can make a quick example, you know. And also this is not financial advice, this is just an example. You know, when there were talks that South Africa was like, you know, gonna join BRICS and or they have joined BRICS rather. So now people were expecting the oil and stuff, petrol and stuff,
Commodities.
you know, the commodities to like become cheap and stuff like that, right? So now BRICS, if you look at it like this is countries that have decided we are going to do business amongst one another, right? So obviously now their currency is going to must now
Get stronger.
Stabilize.
so and get strong. So they are the big money. And you, that's it, the ones that's making the business deals, you know, they are the big money. And you that's coming as a retail trader, you're just coming to, like I said, piggyback of their moves.
My goodness. What about some of the threats you've faced in your endeavors?
In my endeavors.
Can you tell us any interesting ones?
There's been a lot, you know, and I thought the FMAS
What is
was
that?
now recently. So the FMAS is Finance Magnets Africa Summit. So it's basically a summit where all of the brokers come together in the industry, payment providers.
Oh, all the brokers, everybody, eh?
Yeah. MetaQuotes was even there. But when I went there, you know, so it's like all of the traders is there, all of the finfluencers, if I can call them.
Yes,
was there, right?
the ones who have the Ferraris and
and you must understand, many of them was like, Rydall, when we see you, like you can ask him, he's with me on a day-to-day basis. He would literally be there when the voice notes are coming. Oh, when we find you, we're gonna murder you.
Yeah.
Went there, all of them that threatened me was like,
Yo, what's up, bro?
you're right, me, bro.
Yeah, bro, they don't know how tall you are in real life, bro.
And
So
that
when you
is-
pull up, everybody
And
like,
that is
"Jeez."
when I decided to post these Instagram pictures. And again, the consumers, they are fuck me, bro.
Yeah.
Because with me posting these pictures, like the guy that I'm making smile here next to me for this
Yes.
photo,
Is the guy I've been
Hasn't-
telling you about.
hasn't he just said he's gonna move me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy that I made smile, and most of them, majority of them, like the guy with the M4 that gave away the GTI,
Yeah.
who wanted to have a fight now with
Some other guy.
with some other guy that does the 1 minute strategy.
Yes,
People would know what I'm talking about. Like he wanted to box that guy, you know. Like I can show you the inboxes. He randomly like texted me and he was like, bro, I want to move you.
Yeah.
Saw me at FMA's, biggest smile I ever got.
So what is it? Is it just a game?
To them, it's a game. To them, it's a game.
Yep.
And I'm basically just playing along. Although I must say, when it came to the FMAs though, there was one guy that was like, okay, now things must pop off now. You know, so, but it's also, he came for a moment, man. I mean, you've experienced Cape Town, huh?
Which side of it?
No, just Cape Town in general.
Yes.
So you've experienced where he's telling you, I'm going to move Rydall, and then he sees Rydall, and then he actually moves Rydall. Have you experienced that?
That's
I've
the
never
place where the
experienced
Uber
that.
driver said,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that side there.
I've never experienced that. No.
Yeah. Now, my point with that is he's standing on business at that point.
Yeah.
Right? But now, if he's telling you, when I see Rydall, I'm going to move Rydall. But now he comes with him, and all of them have cameras out.
My boy Blade will be there.
What are you?
Yeah.
You must looking for a moment now.
Yeah, I get
But now also this guy comes right with a whole team of people. I'm standing there. I'm standing with a lady. Shout out Robin. Standing with a lady, right? We chilling, we talking in the IFX booth, right? Shout out IFX. Luckily the boss was on the other side of the booth, right? I'm very fond of that lady. I don't want to have any like bad impression. Because obviously I was a guest of hers there, right? I got VIP access through her. And one point that I made was like, guys, isn't it funny? Out of all of the influencers, I'm the only one that had
VIP.
access to the award shows.
Wow.
Where was the rest? So that shows you that they aren't that interested in this industry. But anyway, my point is, he comes with his guys. I don't pay attention to the camera. I don't see the cameras at first, right? He comes, he takes my hand, and then
like shakes your hand.
yeah, like shakes my hand. And this is someone that
But he
I've
holds.
No, it doesn't hold.
Oh.
And this is someone that I've invited to my house before. So you would normally check out my content, and there is some content that I put on where I tell you about the scammer, but then I'm busy making myself a latte or I'm making myself a muesli bowl and something. And you would always be like, dude, you're always having the jazzest breakfast. I want to come have breakfast. And I was like, dude, come in. But now the thing is, I've also exposed him a lot.
Yeah.
So this
And
was
you still
before,
allowed him to come
This
through?
was before you were exposing him. Now he came to eat muesli.
He wanted to come with muesli. During like, I've already exposed him a couple of times now.
Yeah.
And so now my guard is let down.
Yes.
Right? He comes with the guys, and to him, disrespect, because he went, after that incident, right, he went online and he was like, yeah, I found Rydall shaking, but you guys can tell me if I'm shaking, if I was shaking or not. So he comes, he grabs my cap, right? So one thing that I made known to me on YouTube was I have a captain hat, right? So he takes the hat and he runs off. So now I'm like, yeah, I'm not here for that. I'm not on that type of time, man. Let me not. And now I tell his brother, I say, listen, guys, just tell that man, I'm not here for that, man. And look, me, I'm a brother that stress gauw me, bro. But now
Bro, I failed Afrikaans. What does that mean?
I stress really quickly.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So now I've already tuned myself to listen. You here as a guest of the IFX CEO, not of the IFX manager, not of the IFX CEO. This lady has a name, decorum, most importantly. I tell these guys, listen, no, I'm not gonna, I don't want to get it. But then instantly I switch, my bro. I walk towards him. He continues running, right? So he's at the point at that door, I'm at this door, and I walk out, got outside the doors. Now people, they can't hear us that because the chatter inside, you know, is obviously overwhelming if you're inside. And I scream to him, you love your Porsche, no? Watch me dent the fuck out of it.
Jeez, like it.
I turn around. As I'm heading to his Porsche, right? Something just comes to me like, dude, you're going to embarrass the IFXC if you do this now. I catch myself, I turn around, and then as I see him, I get angry again. Yo, I can somewhat think myself into an angry position. But anyway, I see him, I come on. And now look, he said flat out, he's going to come and fight me, right? Still hasn't laid a hand on me, nothing. And as we're walking to each other, because now I'm walking back to him, I tell him, listen, I guarantee you, you can't moor me. Let's just call it a day, give my cap, let's leave. Right? So now Robin comes, Robin is like, dude, this is not Rydall's cap, it's business property, it's property of the company, just give the cap back, please. And at that point, he got like aggro with the woman, and I'm like, Robin is like the sweetest girl ever. Manita for you, man. And I just wasted my bro. You up for wanting to hit this girl. And I grabbed her around the shoulders. I'm like, Robin, let's just go in. Let's avoid them. Look at the cameras. At that point, I realized the cameras are there. So I'm like, they want the reaction. Let's not give it to them. As we go in, one of the guys that got me affiliated with iFix, he came out and he's with like now a gang of people now. He's like, yo, Rydall, what's up? I heard someone is fighting you. Who's it? And I just explained the situation to him, and I look, I wasn't the aggressor of the situation. I was calm the whole time. This is what happened, right? I go back to the IFX booth. So now he's walking up and down, trying to get this bra. That bra comes in at that door eventually. I see him and I snap again, mate. And there I go back, my bro. But now I'm like, my bro,
calm.
At this point, I'm no. At this point, I'm
No, I'm saying you're trying to, not trying
no,
to.
I couldn't compose myself, bruh. I couldn't compose myself. I walked over.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, my bruh, can I have my cap, please? Now it's like, do something, do something. And now the whole time I'm checking to myself, you were the one that came to beat me up. How must I instigate this?
Right? That's the thing. He was trying to make you. You see, he was trying to paint you as the bad man.
Exactly. And yeah, I'm just like begging. I'm like, please, please, please. And eventually it got to a point where I was just like, kijk my bro, give my ma's a piece of kepizai. And when I did that, right, I felt a squeeze on my shoulder. And this bra came to me. He was just like, Rydall, go back to the booth. You do not want to embarrass the IFX CEO. Because he's like, he's almost like a son, man. So he's really protective of her image and all of that, right? And at first, I didn't hear me, bro. And I'm like, say yo, ma. Just as that came out, he sticks his hand over my mouth and he's like, my bro, go to the booth now.
Yeah.
The moment he said that, I'm like, okay, why? I'm
back.
I left.
Why?
So,
You know,
after
can I just say something? You know how important our reputations are in general, especially as a person of color in general. But it's so hard to come back from a point of conflict or whatever it is, especially in industries like that.
Exactly.
If you're a lawyer, if you're in finance, if you do something outside the portfolio, it's very hard to redeem.
I just don't understand why the scam exposer, is invited to a place where all the scams
No,
are.
it's because I had a choice, man. You know, and this isn't something that I've experienced before. I was getting an all-paid flight, all-paid accommodation.
No, but how are they even thinking about inviting you?
Look, the IFX CEO basically said, listen, we understand what you do, but this is what we're going to be doing here that time. Do you want to come?
All right.
And I was like,
For sure.
Obviously,
For sure.
I'm there.
Because it's also your portfolio that you're building.
Yes, because now I get to create, look from a marketing standpoint.
Sure.
I went to college,
Sure.
right? And I had the opportunity because they commissioned an experienced videographer and photographer for doing their content, right? And I was most now also there. Dude, was I not stealing with the eye from this man? I got so inspired by him that I came home and I made my own like quality ad, man, you know? At the point that I'm trying to make to get back to the reputation thing, that is why I didn't fight with him.
Sure.
Because in that room, right, let me just give you an idea. In that room, right, I've worked with about No, this isn't most anything bad shading them or anything. I've worked with XM, I've worked with Quasi Trade, I've worked with HFM, I've worked with XNES. Quasi Trade is now ATFX, and then obviously IFX, right? So, do you think, my bro, from a professional standpoint, do you think I was gonna get an invitation back from the IFX CEO herself?
Yeah.
Not a chance.
It was over.
Do you think
Curtains.
FMAS, the organizers of the event, would even
No.
tolerate someone putting me on a guest list again?
You'd be out the industry, bro.
Do you think anyone there would
Yeah.
have wanted to work with me again?
No.
You know? And I think that is what DJ Zinhle meant the other day, because people were coming for her when she said South Africans are to a degree unemployable. And the moment, and I could see that through the moment I uploaded photos, because then people were calling me, oh, you were sellout. These people paid you. And I'm just like, so you really expected me to go to a highly professional event with highly educated people, being a guest of, again, a CEO, not a manager. I'm not a +1. Do you think I'm gonna sacrifice my reputation?
Yeah.
No, man. These means it was never gonna work with me again.
Yeah.
And anyway, so my question to them was, so you guys wanted me to fight with these guys at this event? Because I took photos with FX Goat. I've exposed them for saying land was theirs, which never was. The moment I exposed them for that, people called me a hater. And then a year or two after that, they actually admitted to it being a lie. I've exposed them for saying, okay, here's our Forex profits. This is the car that we bought with it. But then I got some information. Well, someone exposed them. I just amplified the voice. Someone exposed them for all of their cars being actually bank finance, loan cars. They make loans to buy these cars.
Jeez.
I took photos. So it's obvious that you would think these guys want to beat me up when they see me, right? Bumped into them the first night of FMAS. We chopped it up. They thought that, okay, they could like muscle me up a little, but obviously I stood my ground and I was like, guys, at the end of the day, if I hated you, I would be like literally shouting things at you guys right now. I'm not hating you. Never attacked you. I've attacked what you've done. And it's the fact that what you do is directly linked to how you eat that you feel I'm a threat.
Are there any good people out there, man? And if they are, we probably don't see them on social media flashing their
Because
stuff.
I feel like if you're making money as well,
Facts.
you're going to move in silence.
Look, I always say this to people. All of us are men in this room, my bro. I think all of us can agree to whenever our uncles, our fathers, our elder cousins, elder brothers, whenever they came to sit around a table, whether it's a family event or whatever, it was never a case of, Josh, here's my payslip for the month. What did you make for the month?
Yeah.
Also, in that same voice, it was never a case of, Josh, you're working that 9 to 5. Here's my payslip. Let me show you how to do my work.
Yeah.
But with Forex, it's 20K. Let me show you how I do it.
Yeah, I get you. I get you.
You understand?
When you change the context and you say it that way, it's a complete different image.
And just to give you further context to that, right? So I was on Ibi the Kids podcast not too long ago.
Shout out EB.
Shout out Ibi, yeah. And his father's a doctor, right? So the reason why I'm using doctors and lawyers in this example is because these guys as Forex traders, they are usually putting themselves financially in arenas that they do not compare or can compete in. But let's stick with that. The reason why I compare them to doctors and lawyers is because according to their withdrawal receipts, they out-earn these guys, right? So I asked Ibe, listen Ibe, how come it took your father X amount of years to become a doctor, but it takes a Forex trader only 2 months to become a mentor? If he was like, okay, now you're talking sense. Now I told him, listen, let me break your head go. Your father's a doctor. When clients come to him, does he take them out of the office to his car to be like,
Check
look
out
at
the
my
car.
mark. Out of all of the procedures that I've done so far, I was able to buy this one. You see my house? This tells you I'm a successful doctor.
They don't do that.
And I expand, I elaborated because I saw he wasn't catching it on at that point. And I elaborated and I asked him, or does your father tell them these are the procedures that I'm qualified to do? These my qualifications. There is my track record, if I can call it like that. But why with the trader, it's like, oh, I'm a successful trader. Look at my shoes that I'm wearing.
Yes.
I'm a successful trader. Look at my car that I'm driving.
Yes.
And they're believed.
On that though, Rydall, we need a framework, just a quick, like 5 things to look out for these guys. Because, it's not only youngsters who are getting scammed, it's older people. It's moms, it's dads, it's grannies, it's grandpas.
Pensioners.
What are just the quick red flags that they need to look out for?
Okay, so older people, they don't fall for the lifestyle, right? So I'm going to start with the older people. 5 reasons. The first one is, going to start with the older people. They fall for things like, give me your money today. In 7 weekdays, I will give you X amount, right? They fall for other, maybe you've seen it, like you can really see, this is an uneducated person that doesn't know what you're talking about. They can't even pronounce the word legit, but they are giving a testimonial on how they made money. So this is what the old people fall for, the adults, because now they are thinking, this is someone in my age range. Nah, let me try it. They did it. But they won't fall for that lifestyle because they are past that. You must understand that the older generation, they also went through that. They also have their Tom Voos, their Dean Graziosis,
The triple M's.
They also had their fair share of that. So that is one. For the younger people, which is generally targeted, right? I would say normally look out for lifestyle. If someone is trying to give you lifestyle, and when I say lifestyle, it's I go out to eat, but in my caption, I'm telling you what broker I'm trading. What does this broker that I'm trading with have to do with that burger that I'm eating? This is my car that I'm driving. Oh, but don't forget I'm trading with this broker. Lifestyle. The moment you see lifestyle, spot. Really? When they are selling signals and they are reluctant to show you account histories, number one, or how they formulate the signals. And look, people always have a problem with saying like, oh, but if I tell you how I formulate my signals, then you can trade like that too. And to that I always say, don't talk cut to me. We've watched Jet Li movies and Bruce Lee movies our whole life, even Jackie Chan movies. Can we do stunts like them? No. Can we karate like them? No. Can we fight like them? No. We've watched Fast and the Furious movies
10 times.
Yeah.
Can we jump from bridge to bridge?
No, but we can do robot to robot like that.
Now, Kaike, you got it there. So that is one thing. Account management, and also sorry, just for signals, FSCA regulation. They must.
I was just about to say regulation.
They must have an FSCA number because it is financial important. Wow. Account management, that is another scam that people should look out for. Normally they get working people with that scam, and account management is basically where I open an account, I put in funds, you manage my account. For you to be able to do that, you must either be qualified or FSP regulated.
Okay.
So if there's none of that, monitor. And then mentorships. For the 5th one, I would put in mentorships. And the reason why I'm putting in mentorships is because mentorships will become the new age scam. It is unregulated. And that is a huge loophole for people to because there's almost now no authoritative body that's like, oh, it's what Max, So how I say mentorship is a scam or will be the next scam is because mentorship is basically me telling you, you see this money here? Let me explain to you how I've made this money. Right? And I'm going to bust your head now, go my bro. Because all of these big traders, we know they have thousands of students.
Yes.
So if I'm showing thousands of people how I bought my Ferrari, how I bought my Lamborghini, how I'm able to. Shouldn't at least just 100 of them end up like me? If it is really how I was raising my money.
Like, you've got a degree in marketing and a PhD in marketing. Surely the people you're teaching should also get a degree in marketing or
why is that not happening? Why are we seeing that the only people that goes forward are the people that's being paid for services?
True.
Sure. Wow.
We need a part 2.
Yeah.
We need a part 2.
We need a part two, bro.
Forex is a nuanced conversation, my bro. That is one thing I can. Because one thing that we didn't delve into was that that cryptocurrency thing where 200 million rand disappeared just like that.
With those brothers?
No. That is AfriCrypt.
Oh.
You're talking about Raiz and America G now.
Yeah, I saw
that is AfriCrypt. Now I'm talking about
That happened in South Africa.
Yeah.
The 200 million rand. Yes.
the 200
yes.
million rand
Tell us
thing
about
happened.
that again.
Okay, so I want to name him so badly, maybe, but I'm gonna, out of respect to you guys, I'm not gonna do that. So he started a cryptocurrency, right? And he said, "Listen, I have this cryptocurrency. You can go to Pick and Pay. You can buy bread with it. You can go and you can buy a cell phone with it." And mind you, this was 2016. He's telling this on Sunrise ETV and on SABC News. Like that guy had a platform for days.
How was
right?
that allowed, guys?
They didn't do their due diligence. They also didn't know what they were dealing with at the time.
Didn't even
So
vet
he comes, he's like, I've made a cryptocurrency, right? And then he got a lot of people to this. Because now, if I post something through social media, that's something. But if I'm on SABC and ETV,
It's a big
that
deal.
must mean I'm legit.
Just before the generation starts,
Legit.
you there saying, buy bread.
Legit.
Yo,
Legit.
So
you catching.
this guy does that, right? And you must understand, this is 2016.
Sure.
Keep in mind, Bitcoin in Pick and Pay was piloted just a year ago. And Bitcoin is the leading crypto. So anyway, he says all of these things. He says that Mark Zuckerberg wants to meet him.
Jeez.
Dog, flat out. He told people, if you buy this crypto from us, you will get 35% monthly. So these were this guy's, this was his
Catfishing the nation, yeah.
that was his promises that he was basically giving to people, right? And in that time, like I said, the Range Rover, the Rolls Royce, the helicopter, that is where all of that money went to like try and prove that this guy is what he's not ultimately, right? So research were put in for you to have a cryptocurrency. Your thing must be on blockchain. There was no blockchain
Oh my goodness.
for. Okay, I haven't named names. I can name the crypto for Bitcoin. There was no blockchain for crypto. Now, on top of that, when Satoshi Nakamoto released Bitcoin and he released details on the blockchain where you can go to mine it, what did Satoshi release as well?
He released only a few number of
Now
bitcoins.
you see, you see.
He limited the supply.
No. He is representative of the consumer.
Yes.
Because when Satoshi released that information, he released a white paper as well. What does the white paper tell you? How to mine Bitcoin.
Oh, is it?
Research, don't just take what I said face value.
Yeah.
Research it, please, my bro.
Yeah.
So now, for Ref Wayne's, bleep that out, please.
Don't worry.
For
Bleep that out.
For Bitcoin to be a legitimate thing, it had to be on a blockchain and a white paper had to be released telling miners how to mine it.
Yes.
Right? Cool. So now, because you can mine it, it is decentralized, right? Because there is no marketplace. There's no central marketplace for you to come and buy that. Guess what? When you think of a central marketplace, right? If as an example, if you think of a central marketplace, you're going to think of a physical location where people pays. Physical location of where this and that is. So you're thinking of physical locations at the time. Right? And sometimes scams is very psychological as well. So in order to counter that, man, his central marketplace was online. Because for you to be able to get hold of Bitcoin, you had to buy it through his website. Central marketplace. Defeating that decentralized thing. Then time went on, his funds ran out, and he sold a heckload of his Bitcoin. When he sold his popcorn was valued at 100 Rand each. When he got done offloading what he wanted to offload, popcorn dropped to less than 5 cents per coin.
People's money is gone, man.
Gone. And the amount of people that believed in this, right? So you can look it up. His name is Simon Brown. Simon Brown uncovered most of this, all of this actually. Simon Brown came to a figure of 200 million Rand. They disappeared just like that. And when you look at the marketing that the popcorn bra was
Wasn't the
doing,
FBI looking for this guy at a stage?
No.
Okay.
Not him. There's a pastor bra that the FBI was looking for though.
Oh, okay.
In South Africa, it is there on my channel. Just can't come to the name. There's a whole lot of them, my bro. And people sometimes think that it's just these petty scams because it's obviously a 10,000 Rand scam or 20,000 Rand scam.
Sure.
But when you count
It adds up, man.
Yeah.
It adds up.
It adds up.
Wow.
Every
Mr. Fix.
industry.
Man of the moment.
Guys,
bro.
please be very careful out there with your retirement.
Please.
Be very careful with the choices you make. These get-rich-quick schemes are absolutely insane. Watch
the
out for the
hustle in.
lifestyle. It might look cool on the Instas, but watch it. My recommendation is if you're thinking about doing something like this, check out this man's page and check if any of those finfluencers have featured, and do your own research before you get involved in this stuff.
Can I just quickly barge in?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Just to tell you,
Here's your camera.
recommendation. If you are looking to get into these things, right, go onto the FSCA website first because you're not generally going to look at the finfluencer because promoting things isn't that much of a crime. What he is promoting is the crime, and that is who you should look at. So you go to the FSCA, you check if they have an FSP number, and you check it out. If they don't have an FSP number,
The buck
it's as
stops there.
simple as that.
Yeah.
Don't deal with them.
Yes.
It's as simple as that. Like even with this broker, right? Because people was like, oh, IFX. Why do you go to IFX? It's simple. They are regulated.
IFX brokers.
IFX brokers. I have the absolute peace of mind knowing that everyone that I have sent to this broker, their money won't be
Disappear. They won't
run off
disappear.
with. And one thing I always tell people, when you trade with the broker that's FSCA regulated, right, it saves you from a lot of heartache because, like I said to you earlier, the FLF Global and CyberFX things, those brokers weren't regulated and they could spot just so. But when you have a broker that is regulated, you have a big brother that is overseeing them with the power.
It's a
to get the
financial
correct
regulation.
authorities
Authority,
involved to hold you legally accountable for your financial transgressions.
My goodness.
What a man.
What are you doing outside of Forex scam exposing? Do you do anything else?
Just
you trade?
trading.
Yes.
Yeah, just trading and
Trade.
being a father to my lighties.
Hey, what's that
Amazing.
like?
Man,
Yeah.
can I just say, even as a trader, my bro, children are walking bulls, bro.
They're walking bills.
That's the most important advice you're gonna hear today.
Look, now I'm very honest. I've always been about my Kuruan, man. Even when I was working at Spur, right, I would pull a single shift and I would have as much tables as people that pulled the double shift. You know? So so the moment I came to trade, right, the comfort set in, right. We started doing parties, started drinking. Now you can eat at this place, you can eat at that place. Oh, you don't have food? Don't worry. You don't have transport? Don't worry. We will Uber you where you don't. You know, all of these things. And when the kids, because I first got my daughter when she was born, it was like, okay, yeah, you have to stop partying now. Because your Pampers and your milk and your purities and all of that, the clothes, the amount of money that you spend monthly on your baby is like a weekend party. So rather, you know, and basically for me, I don't care about the lifestyle. As long as I have a roof over my lighty's head, I have a car that we can start and we move with, that's good. But one thing that I'm really investing in is the education and the future.
So you're not getting a Lambo anytime soon.
No, never. I'm not.
They'll
one.
pull your number plates out there, bro.
It's my bro. I cut my Polo Classic, and that's that. I'm looking. Okay, now I'm gonna like maybe upgrade and stuff because I need something more reliable to like
Transport.
transport my family around. But I'm never gonna do like splashy things. Dude, let me say it like this. I recently made a video on Lambo Raul that got robbed for about $400,000 worth of watches, right?
Jeez.
And I'm so glad that my very first car, because when I went to buy my first car, this is what many people don't know, because generally when they look at my socials, they're like, this bra is broke. Both cars that I have, when I went to go buy it, it was bought. It was paid for in one payment, cash, klar, right? So my very first car that I bought, right? We had literal like gangsters in our area, because he first bought his car and then I bought my car, right? And it isn't cause evens to write a letter home about me, bro. No cap. But gangsters came to us and they were like, where's the money coming from?
Oh.
What are you smuggling?
Yeah.
If it wasn't for his lady, like they would have been on our case, bruh.
Really, eh?
Whole time. Guess car what I was driving?
Taz.
A Mark 1. Golf Mark 1.
Wow.
It just looked good and it was dropped. Now,
Hey, you have to drop, bro.
can you imagine the vitriol? If my very and look at
If
that
you come in
moment when
anything-
I bought that car, when I paid it, right? I could have bought a Mercedes straight out.
Yeah.
I could have look, I was raised with that mindset that if you can't buy it, you're gonna go without it. So I'm not gonna go in. My first cars, look now that I've learned financing a car is a smarter option.
Yeah.
But my first two cars, it was paid for like straight off,
Yeah.
like in cash. So can you imagine
If you had come in anything else.
if I bought a BMW?
Wow.
We were looking at the Honda S2000, me and him.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I didn't take it is because I'm a big guy. So I wasn't gonna I wasn't gonna I wasn't gonna fit in that thing, right? So I was like, okay, I don't know how to drive yet. Let me buy a Mark 1 so that I can learn how to drive and then I'll upgrade the car, after that. But then seeing what happened with me with that gangster, it was just like,
You gotta keep it.
So,
you gotta keep it civil.
I'm really looking to upgrading to a Ford Focus ST.
Oh, nice.
The older model, right?
Yeah.
The one that looks so.
The more aggressive one.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I'm already getting my line of thinking,
You're gonna have to consult
just
with
be
the
like,
guys.
hey, listen, you guys must know my grandma, no? You must know she raised me since
Yes.
my grandma passed, so she left me some millions. I could buy this car.
So you're just letting them know, hey.
Yeah, because one thing that I'm really scared of.
Yeah.
Right. He knows my biggest fear. My biggest fear isn't even someone coming to chase me. My biggest fear is some people finding out I'm a trader. It's shit, it's all over the podcasts now. But them stealing me, keeping me in a room, and I'm forced to trade for them for the rest of my life.
Oh no, they better not do that.
Maybe that's just me overthinking. Maybe it's my irrational fears coming into play there. But kijk my bro. That is why when people see me, I'm a YouTuber.
That's the YouTuber content creator.
What a man. Guys, thank you
Forex
so much.
Scam Exposer,
the
guys.
team
Thank you
as
so
well.
much, man. It's been a pleasure.
Brilliant.